You're listening to PSG Community Radio 107.8 MHz, Coimbatre's first community radio, Voice of the Folks. And I'm your RJ Dakshya here. I'm here with a great personality today. He's not just a professor, he's a great tutor and he helps a lot of students get their internships abroad. His vision, mission, life has been a legacy, inspiration, and aspiration for a lot of students. Yes, it's none other than Dr. D. Muralidhar. We warmly welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Hope you had a nice day, sir.
Yes, so far so good, and I hope that continues with this interview. Thank you so much for having me.
Sir, there is usually a life lesson or any sort of story in every teacher's life, so that would have helped them to take that particular path in their life. What was that spark or inspiration in your life to make you a professor today?
Well, it's quite a longish journey, close to 50 years. And the point that you made about some spark happening, I think that life is not that easy, that something happens and immediately you're able to take a decision which will take you in the direction in which you want to go. There are some things that happen which are not the way you wanted them to happen, but you just have to react and readjust and change your plans. In my 15 years in the US, in every project that I worked on, they would always say, "What's your plan B?" So I have my plan A, which is my primary plan. And if everything goes, if I tick all the boxes, then this is my plan A, well and good. But as I said, life never works that way. Sometimes you need plan B, you need more than a plan B, you need plan C, D, E, all the way up to Z. Sometimes even your 26 plans may not work. So to answer your question in brief, I think you need to be flexible, adaptable, you need to have speed, and you have to have a time concept. So if you add up all these, FAST, fast, that is the acronym which I think will define all of our lives.
Fast is not just speed, so it has such kind of abbreviation. Thank you so much, sir. As you mentioned about your life and you're living at US, could you please brief about how was things over there? How did you adapt yourself over there? Because people over there and people here have different cultures, obviously. So how was those experiences?
Yeah, actually, before I answer that question, uh, I am a student of this institution. I
Yes,
did
sir.
my production
Yes.
engineering here. Incidentally, the first batch of BE production engineering, 1973 to 78.
Yes.
So I can say with pride that all the alumni of the Department of Production Engineering are my juniors, because there's no alumnus who is senior to me. I'm the first batch.
Yes.
So I started off with production engineering, working for companies within India, and then I got this consulting opportunity in the US in the mid 90s. They wanted somebody with a background of manufacturing who can speak good English. I think I do. And who can go and ask the client the right questions. This was just before what was then called Y2K, the year 2000 transition happening from 1999 to 2000. So we all write dates in two-digit format. We say today is, for example, 2026, 26 we put
26.
when we write a date. So from 99 to 00, everybody thought the computer systems would not recognize the transition, and all the commercial software which was prevalent then would just collapse. So a lot of opportunities were thrown open in the US. I made several short trips up and down,
Okay.
and then I came back. Okay, I used to go up and down, 3 months, come back, 3 months, come back.
I guess
So
your
then
pocket got empty.
sorry?
Your pocket got empty.
No, it got full, in fact, because they paid me for all the trips.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so then mid 90s, they said you're traveling too much up and down, so I will send you there. So I went to the US in the year 1997, end of 97, and I was there till 2010. Again, within the US, I've traveled significantly. So now coming to your question, how would one adapt oneself? Because I like traveling. I like meeting new people, new cultures, making new friends, acquaintances. And some of my friends from my stay in the US, they are still in touch with me. I'm still in touch with them.
Nice.
We exchange greetings, and all that. So, meeting different cultures, meeting new locations, visiting new cities, traveling. And US is a very, very vast country.
Yes, sir.
And everybody has what is called an American dream. Okay, so they say things are changing rapidly. Okay, maybe the American dream now then is not the American dream as of now. The geopolitical factors, so much change is happening. But nonetheless, uh, traveled to around 12 different locations within the US. I was not in one place throughout.
Yes, sir.
So I've done 3 projects in New Jersey. I've done one project in Philadelphia, one in Connecticut, one in the Pacific Northwest near Seattle, one in California, which is called the Golden State, very, very similar to India in terms of climate. And one before I came back to my roots here, I did my project in Minneapolis,
Oh.
which is part of the state of Minnesota. Minnesota is the coldest state in the whole of the US. So I've enjoyed temperatures of -40, -50. People live there. To go
Okay.
back to my earlier acronym of FAST, I said be flexible, adapt
Yes.
yourself. They are flexible.
Yeah.
They said -50. People who typically go from here, I've seen them sit indoors, switch on the heater to the maximum temperature and say, oh, it's so cold outside. I cannot go. But they dragged me out one day. My host, my project manager with whom I was working, he said, no, no, I don't want you sitting in your room. I'll take you ice fishing. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat fish. But he said, I'll take you ice fishing. So Minnesota is a land of 10,000 lakes. And the lakes, they freeze. In winter, it becomes, kilometers thick ice. So they then, on the ice, they put orange markers, etc. And they have these tents. And you can book a spot, membership spots, etc. So they cut a small hole in the ice. Below the ice thickness, there is fish.
Oh,
So then they catch the fish.
such a great scenery,
Yeah.
I hope.
So why I'm telling you all this is because if you are flexible, if you are adaptable, it may appear to be all very bleak landscape and barren and full of ice and nothing. But under the ice, if you take the effort, you will get your reward. I think that about sums up life as well.
Yes, sir. That's a great message, actually. So you were mentioning about your life in US and all. It's really grateful to hear. I guess now the war happening between US, Iran, and Israel, you can actually relate a lot to it because you were there in the US when tower attack actually happened. How did it affect or impact you personally and professionally, sir?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question because when the terrorist attack happened and when they hit the Twin Towers on September 11th, which is now called 9/11, incidentally in the US, the emergency number is 911. That's why they
Yes, sir.
targeted the terrorists planned that attack on the 11th of September. Okay, so when that happened, this happened in the East Coast in New York, and I was in the West Coast across the country in the state of California. All projects, the bottom, imagine you're walking or you're sitting here, suddenly the floor drops out. What will you do? You're just sitting, but no firm foot, you don't have any firm substance on which you can place your feet. The bottom just dropped out of all projects. All markets collapsed. So my company, they decided saying, it's not good for you to stay there now. Several of us, senior people especially. So they brought me back to Chennai. And I utilized that about 6 or 8 months gap before things came back in the US. I utilized that opportunity to do a project in Brussels.
So
I
you
was in
utilized it.
EU headquarters, United States of America. This is the European Union,
Mm.
where again there's a lot of things happening today, Russia-Ukraine war, etc. And again, to answer your question in a kind of long-winded or circuitous manner, I'm handling a subject called supply chain management right now. I always like to give real-life examples in the classroom. I believe that what you learn in the classroom and what you learn in real life are not different, not significantly different. You just have to connect them with the appropriate dots and the connector points. Supply chain management, Russia attacks Ukraine, and then Russia is number one sunflower products producer in the whole world. Ukraine is number two. So when these two countries go to war with each other, suddenly if you go to Nilgiris or Panamudir Nilayam, you don't have sunflower products there, or the price shoots up. Hoarding starts, black marketing starts. So this is what happens typically. Some decision somewhere because of political tensions, etc., historical. There are so many examples we can keep on giving. But how do we react to that? You can only react. You cannot change the way the world is going. Yeah. So as they say the only thing permanent in life is change.
Yes.
Right? So you have to adapt yourself to the change. You cannot dictate how the world around you behaves. You can only change the way you react to all these circumstances.
That's such an amazing thing, sir. Because, like, I don't think so. It's an interview session. It's a motivation session for me,
I hope
actually.
it's not a class.
It's not a class, obviously. So you mentioned about working in a lot of parts in the US, sir. So which project literally took all of your energy, all of your intellectual into it?
All the projects. All the projects. Because the US typically their mindset
Uh,
compared to a typical mindset or a psyche here in India,
mm,
their mindset is not all work.
yeah.
They enjoy life. I told you the example of ice skating. Even
Yes,
in
sir.
a state like Minnesota and Minneapolis, where it's all frozen over.
Mm,
Apart from ice skating, they look at certain lakes. They
mm,
measure using sonar, ultrasonic, etc. They measure the thickness of the ice.
mm,
When the ice is thick enough to support weight,
mm,
they allow you to drive your cars. It's so
mm,
what is a lake in summer becomes I have driven a car around a big lake.
mm,
So uh, it's very very different from the way it is here.
mm.
But every project they expect 100% during the designated time.
Okay.
But because of time difference, what happens is I was in an on-site offshore typical IT project model. I was the engagement director in wherever I was located in New Jersey or in Connecticut or Minneapolis. But there was a big offshore team supporting me.
Mm,
All the coding, testing, everything happened here in Chennai.
mm,
I've also handled one project from Noida.
mm,
So all these offshore guys who was one big team of programmers, coders, testers, project managers, and I have a small team of around 15-20 people there at the client location.
mm,
So we have to learn to work with each other.
mm,
The common denominators are time difference.
mm.
I cannot
Yeah.
change the time difference.
Yeah.
When it is during the day there, it's late evening here in
Yes.
Chennai.
Yes.
So my offshore day would start at 5 p.m. after I get home from work in Minneapolis.
Mm,
I have to have a cup of tea and then switch on the computer and sit in front of the computer for all these offshore calls, which will go
mm,
on till 11 or 12.
mm,
And then at one point of time, I did a project with Australia also. The
mm,
same client, they were in the US
mm,
and the offshore center was in Chennai,
mm,
and there was a center in Australia too.
mm.
So my day would start at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
I used to do some Australian review calls, etc.
Mm,
Then 7:30 or 8 o'clock, go to work in Minneapolis.
mm,
Be there till about 4-5 o'clock.
mm.
Come home 6:37. The offshore calls start. Go on till midnight. So this used to be my working day. And the other thing is driving in the US. It's
Yeah.
a real pleasure.
Real pressure.
I for about 3 months I was stationed in New Jersey, the northeast corner of New Jersey,
Mm,
and I had to drive. The project to which I was assigned next
mm.
was in Connecticut.
Okay.
It's about 60 miles away, maybe
Okay.
about 90, 100 kilometers away.
Okay.
So I used to drive 100 kilometers up in the morning and 100 kilometers back every
Oh.
day. No problem. Freeways are designed that way. You can keep driving. Roads are very good. Even in winter, they maintain the roads. So you asked about how did I adapt to all of these?
Mm.
Because the systems that are designed, they take into account all these variabilities.
Yes.
One cannot control the weather,
Mm,
but one can control. Even in such a scenario, there are snowstorms that happen.
mm.
But on top priority, what they do is they clear the roads immediately.
Oh,
So
yeah.
amid that pile of white,
Uh,
which is all over white, in the middle you will find one black, which you can use for driving,
I
safe driving.
I've seen that in videos and all. I hope you really had a great time in US.
Absolutely.
Sir, I can actually see your transition as a manufacturing IT consultant and now a professor. How do you see these transitions in your life, and how did it shape you as a person who you are today?
I I think these transitions actually help me.
Mm,
It's like a telescope.
yeah.
Ultimately it's all one telescope, but
Mm,
if you pull out piece by piece, the eyepiece, and it gives you that additional length, you can
mm,
focus more, you can even look at planets and stars, etc. Similarly, the first piece with which I started my career as a student here at PSG Tech,
mm,
so that gave me an idea about manufacturing.
mm.
And then I extended it, I went to IT. I decided to extend it all the more because I like teaching.
I
And I decided to come back to my roots. I discussed with the then chief executive, Mr. C.R. Swaminathan. He said, why don't you join your alma mater? We have a position in the training department, sandwich training department.
mm,
So I am heading the sandwich training department as of today.
mm, mm,
In between, I was given an option to handle courses
mm,
for students of the Department of Production Engineering, to which I'm attached
mm,
as a visiting faculty.
mm,
So I handle courses. I like teaching. And my students tell me, one thing we like about your classes, yes, we have a syllabus.
mm.
You have CA1, CA2, CA3, CO1, all that is fine. But over and above that, you bring in real life examples into the classroom. Of course, we cannot deviate too much from the syllabus. The academic thing has to focus on the syllabus, but I try to make it as interesting as possible. So all these transitions, all that past history that I have, quite a lot of it, that has helped me to shape myself. And I can never say that I've been handling a subject. For example, I mentioned supply chain management. I started handling it in the year 2017, which is 8-9 years back. So I've handled about 7-8 batches. The way I handled it at the beginning in 2017 is not the way I'm handling it today.
No.
I have to relearn and unlearn, and I have to reshape myself. Only then I can become a better teacher than I was. I cannot say I have my notes from 2017. All I have to do is pull it out and use the same material for the students. So it's all about adapting yourself, unlearning, relearning. That's what I think is the key.
I wish I could be like you, sir, because it's such an inspiration that I have to adapt to whatever situation that I'm given with. Learning is a major thing. So, whatever comes in, whatever things happen in life, we have to keep adapting ourselves and learning ahead. So, as you mentioned about learning and all those things, I have this famous statement that most of the people quote in their lives: AI will not replace you, but the person who knows AI will replace you. What is your comment about it, sir? And I also have this curious question that will there be a situation in future or in near future that AI will rule human beings?
I hope not, but it appears to be the direction in which we are heading.
Hmm.
And even before AI, if you were to look at, there's a generic term called disruptive technology. So, which means technology that, with a lot of force, it replaces whatever is accepted as of today. Technology A is happening right now. People are accepting it. Once fine day, technology B comes in and wipes out A altogether.
Yeah, altogether. Yes.
So we can give lots of examples. Going back all the way, if you go to the internet, you'll find there's a photograph of a street in Manhattan in New York around the turn of 1900. Going back a century back. This was when the early horse-drawn carriages were giving way to the automobile, what we now call vintage cars. Even now, you'll find processions of vintage cars happening in GD Naidu Museum, etc. So there's one photograph, same street in Manhattan. One particular year, I don't remember which year. It's all horse-drawn carriages. People are moving around in horse-drawn carriages. In the middle, there's one small, very brand new car. First car, almost the first car. Then, fast forward 10 years, 15 years, same street, same angle, full of cars, one horse-drawn carriage in the middle. So you see, that is disruptive technology.
Okay.
So when technology like that happens, we can, I think, going back to what I've been saying throughout, we can only adapt, readapt, and keep on changing ourselves. Internet. When I studied, there was not even a mobile.
Yeah.
So much so that one of my classmates from Madurai, he was the only one in the entire hostel block who had a calculator. So we all used to borrow a calculator from him. Calculator was a prized possession, costing 200 rupees.
Oh.
That not all of us could afford it, not all of us had it. Calculator was a big, big thing then. Then after that, today everybody has got calculators. Even your mobile phone has got a calculator app, built-in calculator. Then came the internet. And now today we're talking about EVs. So to add to that list, I would add AI ML as one more.
Yeah.
And there are other future disruptive technologies that are slated to be ahead of us. Quantum computing, for example.
Yes.
Okay. So AI ML, specifically to answer your question, it has made its impact in all fields of life.
Yes.
Including medicine, including manufacturing, including law, legal, practice, accounting, commerce, manufacturing, whatever it is. So, AIML to me is a good servant, but it can be a bad master.
Yes.
And to ensure that we keep it as a good servant, but we don't allow it to become a bad master, lies in us.
It all depends on
It all
how.
depends. I'll give you an example. In my class, I give an assignment to students. Write a 300-word abstract or a 300-word report on something, some topic. I get so many reports. The moment I read it, I know it's not student written. It is from ChatGPT, and only the roll number and name are written by the student or typed by the student. So to me, that is not the way AI should be used. The student may have fulfilled the short-term objective of, okay, the professor is asking for an assignment, you submit it, task done. But long-term,
It will not be used.
I am also looking at the secondary objective that has happened there, saying the student has learned a little how to use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Behind that, how to give the correct prompt engineering, etc. And hoping that the student has done it themselves. Okay, so essentially, again going back to your question, AIML, we should use it as one more tool.
Yes.
Just as a plumber, electrician, carpenter has got screwdrivers of different sizes, AIML should be one more toolkit.
Yeah.
Period.
Everything depends on how we use
it, right?
So great, sir. So when I spoke about AML, I found that you have done projects and researches on NLPs and speak to test models and all. Could you please brief about it, sir?
Yeah, I'm interested in languages. In fact, I know 5 languages. My mother tongue is Kannada. I know Tamil, and I know Hindi, I know English, and I know German.
Nice.
So today, when students come to me, not just my students, even those I'm supporting for international internships, etc., when they come to me, I always tell them, learn as many as you can in both genres or both families of languages. One is C Sharp, Java, ASP, whatever, all those languages. Programming languages, you learn Python for manufacturing, MATLAB, all that. The other is spoken languages. Today, we have technology that is available where even on Google Play Store, there's an app which is developed by the government of India, MHRD. It's called Bhashini. You can download it.
Yeah.
If I am going to Delhi and I don't know Hindi, I don't need to have a feeling of being lost anymore. I can go and say something in English or Tamil, that the language that I'm comfortable with. It will do the translation and give an audio annunciation in Hindi to the person that I'm speaking. The same thing, much more sophisticated, is used in United Nations or in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha when all the languages are not known to everybody. But India is a linguistic country.
Yes.
There are so many languages. So not knowing a language should not be construed as a handicap.
Yes.
That is why all these tools are there. But again, all these tools, in my opinion, will not replace core ability to speak or converse or write that language, which should be within us.
Yes, sir.
All these are at best tools. You mentioned NLP. India, like I said, so many languages are there officially. It's not possible to know each of them.
Yes, sir.
But at least the languages that you will generally be in touch with or which you are likely to encounter in your life. English, very obvious.
Yeah.
And then from where we are, state of Tamil Nadu, the national language, Hindi. Okay. And then I always tell students, learn at least one foreign language. The inevitable question is, which language do I learn? Nobody can predict the future saying, I'll go to Japan and therefore I learn Japanese. I'm going to Germany, therefore I learn German. But I learned German because I had 2 German collaboration projects when I was in TVS Sundaram Fasteners in Hosur. Technical projects. We used to get German faxes and German emails, etc. Nobody could understand a word. So the management said, all of you from Hosur to Bangalore, 3 days a week. I did 2 courses of German. I still have my notes with me with the 1985 date. And I topped the class. I still remember each and every bit of it. I can speak very good German. And when I've traveled to Germany several times, when I speak to them in German, the response, the reaction is totally different from it if you can speak only in English. They also know English. The moment you speak in German, it's not just a little German. Converse, have a two-way dialogue, two-way conversation in German. It really opens up doors.
I hope next time if I get a chance to interview you, I'll interview in German.
Sure, absolutely.
So, sir, as you mentioned about a lot of languages, there is this thing in industry that people say that soft skills are as important as technical skills. So, to get into an industry, any person for matter, they check the soft skills of a particular student. What is your comment about it, sir?
Soft skills are inherent in us. As human beings, we all have some traits. Okay, some of them we can change with a little bit of training, with a little bit of customization, with a little bit of conscious awareness. Saying I'm this kind of a person, but if I could change my personality and be more communicative, that will help me. But if I'm a laid back person, introvert kind of a thing, then obviously I cannot fit into a sales position where I have to go meet a lot of people, etc. There are some traits you can change, some you cannot. That's why today we have, I think even in our institution, they do it. they tag or they calibrate at first year level.
Mm.
We have these indices like Meyer-Briggs type indicator,
Oh.
MBTI.
Oh.
So that has got a 16 set of matrices
Oh.
where you can define the type of person
Oh.
and have a roadmap from first year to fourth year or final year. What are the characteristics that training can help you to change?
Oh.
But there are some that you have to learn to live with. This is the way it is, so adapt to it, which will help you to define your future career.
So I got to hear something new, obviously. Sir, you mentioned about a lot of things that has happened in your life. Have you ever had any setbacks? Then how did you encourage yourself to upbring yourself from that particular setback?
Okay, there again, I'll answer that question with an analogy. When we are driving,
Mm.
either a two-wheeler or let's say I'm driving a car, I'm going from here to Chennai.
Mm.
After I cross Avinashi,
Mm.
I hit a speed breaker. I've
Mm.
just not seen it. Maybe it's, late evening, not visible.
Mm.
I hit the speed breaker.
Mm.
Fortunately, nothing happened. The car is moving.
Mm.
So, one mindset is keep on brooding about that, saying, oh,
Yeah.
it happened 5 kilometers back, 10 kilometers back, 50 kilometers back. I hit the speed breaker. No, just forget it and move on.
Move on.
Setbacks happen to everyone.
Yes.
There is no life without setbacks.
Mm.
Everything doesn't happen the way we want it to happen for
Mm.
anybody in life, whether
Mm.
it's a student or a teacher. Again, going back all the way to flexibility and adaptability. It happened to me also.
Mm.
I got laid off in a job in the US. I had
Mm.
just bought a Toyota Camry car, brand new, just 3 months.
Mm.
But they said very clearly, we know Indians. You will come and say, I bought a car, I've paid a loan on a house, paid a mortgage, I've taken a mortgage on a house. All those are not reasons. We
Mm.
are closing this project, sorry. Especially those on a short-term visa. So, we have to scramble and we have to replan everything. We have to find what is the best price I can get for selling the car. A lot of emotional farewell, not to people, but to the car.
Like, how did you feel that particular moment, sir? Because there are a lot of newses of people being laid off, even from Google, Microsoft, or such big country, such big MNC companies. But being in US and being laid off, like, what was your particular emotion that time?
My emotion was, okay, it's bad, it's not good that that happened that way.
Okay.
That door is closed. Let me
Yeah.
look around for another door.
Yes.
That's the only way we can move on, right? Okay,
Mm.
so uh, essentially, I know it's very easy to say it,
Yeah.
on paper or in a statement, but when it happens to you in real life with a lot of money transactions and all that involved,
Mm.
fine, no problem. It is inevitable. We
Yes.
cannot stop it. We cannot keep on brooding over it. Just readjust and move on. That's it.
Just be in the present,
Exactly.
forget the past or
Right.
future. So you mentioned about all these things, and obviously, I have one personal question, sir. You are the faculty in the same college where you studied. Will you go visit your classes where you actually sat and listened to the classes?
Well, many of those classes are no longer here. So much change.
Okay.
When I joined here in 2010, uh, one of my professors, he was still there.
Ah.
He told me, Murli, for hostel day, I'll take you, come.
Mm.
So he took me to the hostel day celebration, and we were standing in the middle, that stadium, that ground in front, in the middle of the hostel.
Mm.
So then, I was just looking around with old memories and all that. Then he said, uh, I told him, sir, all the blocks are exactly the same, A, B, C, D, etc.
Mm.
Then he said, no, look closely. All the blocks have grown by 2 floors.
Oh, yeah.
It was not even noticeable. It has been done so seamlessly and so well.
Mm.
It has integrated into the new environment.
Mm.
You don't see that it's, very, very. But the building that was my office for the last 15 years, now it is raised to the ground, the HED. Okay. So change is inevitable. We have to just keep on adjusting. And again, all the questions that you asked about transitioning, I have visited some of my old classrooms, not with a view of revisiting the past, but with a view of continuing it for the benefit of students of today.
It was really nice talking to you, sir. So, as you said, like you did all your projects and things in abroad, what would be the guidelines or motivation or the pathway for students who wish to do their studies in abroad or start a new business, do entrepreneurship, and stand on their own stands?
Yeah, actually, if you look at a typical UG student, regardless of which branch or stream, 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, whatever, A UG student has three possible paths once they complete their undergrad. I would like to say that about 60-70% opt for placement, which means go work for a good company, get good working experience, companies that will take you further in your field, and obviously once you join a company, move up the corporate ladder. That's number one priority. Number two option is higher studies, do a master's. And there again, the glamour and glitz of going abroad, go to a university abroad rather than somewhere in India. And within India, there are so many good institutions of higher learning, IITs, NITs, very specific. And third one is entrepreneurship. And sometimes entrepreneurship, the decision for a student to become an entrepreneur rather than option one or two, is because the family already has a business. Especially in a place like Coimbatore, we already have a small machine shop, we are doing foundry, whatever. And therefore, I would like to bring in automation, do today's technology into something that my grandfather or father started. These are the three major options. Roughly, I would say 70%, 20%, 10%. But according to me, the three are not mutually exclusive. They have bridges in between. There are many students I know who opt to get experience, work experience, and they are assured of a monthly salary. They are assured, but their long term is not to be in that company throughout. They want to get 5-10 years experience and then jump to entrepreneurship. There are even MBA programs in many foreign universities where they say if you come in with working experience, you get some additional brownie points, you get some additional credits, and you can also understand the subjects better with your experience, right? So it's not just about 1, 2, 3 immediately. You can do one for a bit and then two, do two for a bit and then three. All these things. So you can work out what is the best hybrid option for you. Take what is your percentage of one, what is your percentage of two, your percentage of three. Especially if you look at something like entrepreneurship, higher studies. There is an institution called EDII in Ahmedabad, and we as an institution, our principal has negotiated, struck a relationship with them. We have an MOU with them, where many of our students across all branches, they are doing courses on entrepreneurship. So, this institution, they offer post undergrad programs or postgraduate programs on entrepreneurship, which you study rather than just do it by gut feeling. So, you may have that streak in you, but bring in all the relevant technology, understand the risks. If you fail, if you have any setbacks, how do you get over it? All those things. So, essentially, coming back to your question, the options are different for different people. It's not a magic formula where you apply a formula and get your result. You have to work it out. And even within your whatever path you choose or whatever combination you choose, you have to be flexible. And you have to say, I tried this, it's not working out. Let me ditch that totally and then jump to this. And I'm sure you will succeed.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I hope I get to have this in my future as well. So, one more question, that there are a lot of courses available tonight. So, would you suggest students to do specification in one particular course or to have a versatile skill?
Again, this is like education is like a bullseye. Okay, there is a center. It's not just one point, but it's a circle. And if you are, for example, if you're an IT student or an AMCS student or a mechanical student, you have to study something relating to mechanical or IT or AMCS. And within each course, new features or new content is being injected. Every time we change the regulations, there is AI, ML, there's current technology and obsolete technology, which is no longer relevant, which needs to be removed. That calibration, recalibration keeps on happening in the overall academic system, the process. But over and above that, if you confine yourself to only the center ring, you will be a mechanical engineer. But tomorrow, if you are a mechanical engineer and your classmate, friend, or some other institution, they have gone one more ring, one more ring. They have done this, they have specialized, they have done online courses or some additional certification programs, etc., they will have an edge. So you have to stick to your basics, stick to your core. At the same time, get as much additional enhancements as possible, which will add value relating to your core profession.
So we have to be strong in our fundamentals,
Exactly.
and as you said, we have to adapt ourselves with all the upcoming technologies.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. So it was really nice talking to you. And I would ask one question, the last. So if you wanted to leave this PSG Tech, what legacy would you think that you have to leave behind for students and for young minds like us?
Uh, in systems, they talk about legacy systems.
Mm.
They talk about RPG, Fortran, COBOL, etc., which I'm not sure whether your generation would even know about this. But there are legacy means something that will live even after you are
You're
gone.
gone, yeah.
Okay, you are no longer in the system, but you should leave your footprint, your
Footprints.
imprint behind. And I am motivated by lines from Longfellow. Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing leave behind us footprints on the sands of time.
He's my favorite poet.
Absolutely. I think that about sums it up. And if you can have that as your mantra and have that as your guiding principle, as your guiding star, will take you to your future. Yeah, there will be deviation, there'll be deviations, violations, things that you wanted to happen will not happen. Like I said, plan A will become plan B.
Plan B.
So what? That is life. Just move on. Ultimately, look at the overall progress you are making rather than individual deviations. And I think that mindset will help you, hopefully, to move on in the direction in which you want to take your life.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really an inspirational session today because I've never taken a interview with such kind of person, and it really motivates me to learn more, to enhance myself, and to become a way more better person. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for so much for helping me to delve back into my past and bring out examples which I hope were relevant, for asking the right type of questions. And I hope this session was useful.
Yes,
And
sir.
to all those who are listening, I wish you all the very best in your future careers as you forge ahead in your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. You're listening to PSG Community Radio, 107.8 megahertz, Coimbatre's first community radio, Voice of the Folks. This is your RJ Dakshya signing off.